Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How's life, guys, and how's everything? I hope that you're doing fine and great. So, today, inshallah, we are going to finish up the second unit, which is unit 5. And as you know, that we have the course syllabus, that we have unit 4, 5, and 6. So, we are going today, inshallah, to finish up with the second unit, okay, which also is related to the communication. And now, inshallah, we're going just to go for reading and vocabulary, okay, and we try together just to get new vocabulary and at the same time to get new expressions and so on. Okay, so are you ready for the fourth journey today, inshallah? Let's. Okay, so here we have as regarding the last session that we have discussed together, the reported speech. As we said that you use some starting sentences like he said that or she told me that. Here that we have based on the speech, like as we said, a statement, commands, or just imperatives or orders or questions, or we have truths. Okay, so here we are going just to go together to see which of those sentences or which of those expressions can we match with the statement, which of them can match with the commands and advice, or just questions. So together, guys, we're going to try to take like 2 minutes to think. Okay, so I'm just gonna I need you to pause right now and to think which one can go for which column of those, and then move to the second or just to try to resume the video, and then you are going to find the answers. Let me just read them first. He claimed that. He asked me to. He worried me not to. He promised to. He wanted to know. He wanted to know. Okay. And he explained that. He told me that. He told me to. He asked me. He advised me. He encouraged me to. And he wondered. So here I need you to think. As I told you, pause this video, put them together, and then move forward to see what happened exactly. So guys, here for the first thing, which is the statement. Statement, you have here 4 expressions to use when we are going to talk about reported speech, or when we are going to mention a speak or a part of a speech that was reported from someone. So you can use the first one. He claimed that. Claimed, which means he said that. It's equal he said. Or he believed that. He claimed that. He promised to. He explained that. He told me that. So for example, he promised, for example, my father, he promised, okay, to buy me a car if I succeeded in the exams. He claimed that he didn't do it, okay. He explained that, okay, his mother wasn't at home. And he told me that we can postpone it next time. So you can just use based on the situation or the statement you need just to deliver or report it, and to use one of those 4 expressions to talk about the statement. Okay, so the first part of his speech, which is second one, is commands, like orders or imperatives, and advice, to give someone advice. So we have here, he asked me to, okay, he warned me not to, he advised me to, and he encouraged me to. So also those 4, I need you to take a look and to try to just to train yourself, exercise like alone at home by recording, okay, as per the situation. Third one, which is a question. Okay, so we have here some also expressions for just expressing the reported question. We can say, for example, he wanted to know, for example, if we have a session next time or not. And he asked me. He wondered, which means he's asking, or he just have a question, or he doesn't know. Okay, so here that you have those 3 as for the question. So here is, guys, you are going to go and to practice by recording to yourself in your mobile phone. You have here 4 different situations. An argument you had with a friend, a time you asked someone for a big favor, which means like you ask him to do for you something, some exciting news a friend told you, an apology you made or received. Apology, which means someone told you, I'm sorry about something that I did. So here you have an example you are going to use from the statement, from the question, or from the advice and commands, the appropriate expression and to use it here based on this situation. Like for example, my roommate claimed I have borrowed her sweater without asking, but I explained that 1, 2, 3, 4 happened. So as you see here, this is kind of expression, okay, that you can use in order to support yourself when you talk about reported speech or to report a situation happened, okay, with you. So by guys practicing, by recording, it's better than just talking and write and answer some questions written in the book. It's the best and the better for you just to try to record to yourself. It's gonna be much better than just memorizing, answering, and that's it, and close the book. Best is to record and to practice English much. Okay, so try it hard. And let's move. Yeah, here we go. So we have here the reading part. Reading part, guys, we are going to have like different sections, okay, of an article, and we're going to go together to just to break it down into many things and to discuss the new vocabulary and everything. So here this is the headline: cell phone personality types. What do you think about this headline? Take just 3 seconds to get for me the topic. So what do you expect to see next about this topic? Cell phone, like mobile phones, personality types. What do you think? Yes, I hear some people, they are just getting no like correct answers. However, yeah, let's go together. Cell phone, guys, it's like personality types. How can we relate them together? So for example, when you see people, they are talking into the phones, you have or just to judge them by a personality that matches with them. Okay, like for example, you have different friends or different colleagues. Everyone has a different or a special way to deal with the cell phone. Okay, let's see. So here that you have 6 expressions, okay, to describe the different or the 6 different people, they are just using the mobile phone. First one is the generic ring, the I talk anywhere, the distracted driver, the shouter, the useless call maker, the corporate big shot. The corporate, not the corporate, the corporate big shot. Okay, so here let's go and to explain what does it mean every one of those. So let's go, for example, for the first one, the generic ring. Ring, as you know, this is the ring that you are going to choose from your sound system on the mobile phone. For example, like Hawaii ring, like for example, Samsung ring. So generic, which means typical, and it's shared by the whole group. It's not like it's not specific to you. Like for example, some people, they just adding like a special ring, or just they cut some songs, like for example Tamer Ashur, when you just cut a song for Tamer Ashur and just make it like you ring on the mobile phone. No, those people are different. They have a generic ring, which means a typical ring, like Hawaii, Samsung, like for example, you know, the iPhones, that they have certain generic ring, like all the people, they hold or they have iPhone, that when just it's ringing, you know that it's iPhone. Hawaii, the same. Samsung, the same also. Okay, so here the I talk anywhere. Yeah, from the expression itself, the I talk anywhere. The people, they all the time have calls, no matter where, no matter at work, no matter at home, whatever the place is, I will just take the call and make call as well. Yup, the distracted driver. Yes, he's driving and he's distracted, he's not focused, and he just, you know, driving and making calls and taking calls, so he's just not focused. Distracted equal not focused. The shouter, what does it mean, the shouter? When you shout to someone, like with a loud voice, okay, and you are noisy somehow. The useless call maker, useless. What does it mean, useless? Use, okay, less, like it's not important, okay? So you make maker, call maker, someone who makes call, and it's not important. The corporate big shot. The corporate big shot, this is the most important one, or the, you know, like we call him the star of the company. We have corporate equal the word company. So we have in any company that we work in a person, does he like a star, or he just like a person is very famous and well known in the company. So we call him the corporate big shot. So after we've discussed together the six expressions that they are describing people, they are just holding the mobile phones. Here we are going to go for 6 sections, and every section I need you to read it well and to match every one, or to choose from those 6 expressions one of them to match with the article itself. Okay, let's move. And so guys, first I need to go or to jump on for certain vocabulary you are going to meet in the article. Okay, so these words are very important to you to help you to move on or to go through the article and to understand it easily. We have the word generic, which means usual or not special, as I told you, or a typical thing. Distracted, not focused, not paying attention to what one should be. Corporate big shot, a very important person in a company. Offensive means rude. Hearing impairment, you're going to see this word in the article, hearing impairment. Damage to the ear that makes it difficult to hear. Okay, which means it's gonna damage your just the ears when you hear it. Okay, and amplifies, makes it louder. Amplifying or just amplification, it's just like kind of sound system to make it the sound louder. Okay, pompous, the self-important person. You say that, for example, my husband is a pompous man. Pompous means like self-centered. We call him self-centered, or a person who just like egotistical. He just ego. He has like an ego. He thinks about himself. Self-important. Okay, and then we have exasperating, very annoying. Okay, for example, exasperating. Okay, wait, which means it makes you annoyed. Trivial, which means unimportant. Trademark, a special characteristic of a particular kind of person or thing. For example, let's say, you remember the night owl? Yes. Let's say, for example, night owl, the people, they just would like to wake up the whole night. Okay. Night owl, they have, for example, just let's see, for example, when we come to the night owl and say, for example, they have under their eyes, okay, a dark circles, اللي هي الهالات السوداء, a dark circles. So this is a trademark, okay, for them, like a sign or something that identified them. Okay. Okay, so here, guys, we are going just to go for the 6 expressions to match them with those 6 articles. Here in this slide I have 1 and 2, and in the next one I have 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so let's go here for the first one. The shouter, talking 3 times louder than necessary, is characteristic of this offensive cell phone user. He seems to think everyone has a hearing impairment. Hearing impairment يعني عنده ضعف في السمع أو ما بيسمعش in Arabic. Doesn't he know the phone already amplifies, okay, his voice? The person, for example, hello, can you hear me? He doesn't know that already the phone itself amplifies or just make it loud or it make it appropriate for the person is calling you. It's okay. He hears you well and you hear him well as well. So where is the problem? Why you were shouting? Okay, let's go downward. This pompous fellow, like a person who is self-important, self-centered, makes all his business calls in public places while standing in the middle of a crowded room. He conducts big business. What does he mean conduct? Like holds or makes deals, business deals right there in front of us. But we're not impressed. Like, for example, hi, can you hear me? Hi, Mr. Blah, blah, blah. And because he's very famous. So this person, we call him what? Do you remember the word? Exactly, the corporate big shot. Let's move. Okay, so guys, here let's go through the last 4 articles or sections, and we have number 3. This exasperating person makes a trivial phone calls one after another. On airplanes, you will overhear her saying ridiculous things like, hi, we haven't left yet, or hi, we just landed, okay, see you in a minute. Those people, they are just making calls because those people, we call them, what do you remember? Exactly, the useless call makers. Let's move downward. Number 4, making and taking calls anytime, anywhere is the trademark of this infuriating person. She'll chat in the restaurants, at movie theaters, and even at funerals. Funerals, for example, this is event we just hold it after someone's death, okay? And welcome the people when they are just asking for this dead person, okay? In Arabic, we call it el-janaza, okay? When her cell phone rings, she looks at you and says insincerely, "Oh, sorry about that." So what do you think about this person? Yes, we call him I talk anywhere. Like, for example, you should respect the place that you are in or the people that you are with. For example, you have a family gathering, okay? And you are, for example, at the weekend. Why exactly you are taking the phone calls or the work phone calls at this moment or in like with those people? Why? So let's move for 5. Drive or use the phone. Don't do both at the same time. This can be dangerous. It's really scary to see a delivery truck in the rear view mirror اللي هي المراية اللي بتبقى قدام السواق, with a distracted driver on phone behind the wheel. So he's just taking calls, okay, or just he's calling someone and he's driving. So we call him what? The distracted driver. Exactly. Number 6, these are the people who haven't bothered to personalize their ringtone. You know, some people, for example, they have just got a new mobile phone. Let's say, for example, Hawaii. When I had this mobile phone, I had a special ringtone for Hawaii. And now all the Egyptians, as you see, they are just holding Hawaii mobile phones, right? If all of the Egyptians set or selected the ringtone of the Hawaii on their phone, so now you don't know, for example, in a group right now, you don't know whose phone is ringing right now. You've got it? So for example, I am with you in the class and all of us have Hawaii phones and all of us have Hawaii ringtone. So for example, when my phone is ringing, I'm not gonna know that this is my phone if in the bag or just on the table and I can't see it, you see? So they who haven't bothered to personalize, which means they don't have just they don't focus on just the personalizing or just setting the ringtone different one. So one phone rings and 10 people check to see if it's theirs. So then hang on, like, wait, I think that's my phone. After you discover this is your phone is ringing, because you are not personalized a ringtone for you. So those people, we call them generic ring. Yes, generic ring, like for example, the people, they have a typical ring, as we explained. Okay, so guys, that we have finished with unit 5, the communication. I hope that you just enjoyed this lesson. For me, on the personal side, I think it's really nice unit, and it's related like in a big level with the real life that we live in. It can help you with some advice, some just new vocabulary. I need you to practice them as hard as you can. Okay, so I wish for you all the best, guys, inshallah, and I hope to see you before the end of the term, inshallah, again and again. And see you, inshallah, for the next week sessions for new topics and new vocabulary and new grammar pieces. Thank you so much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.